Hey everyone, Kubo here and welcome back to my Chrono Cross playthrough. Today we are going to finish the story. The first thing we need to do though is do something that we should have done a while ago, but now is the very latest time we can do it, and that's actually get the Chrono Cross. What we need to do is we need to examine this waterfall on the world map, and you'll notice there's some people here. They're not actually that important, don't worry about it. And then what we're going to do is we're going to head into this cave. Looks completely, normal, apart from, the heads and the waterfalls and things like that. This is where the Masamune was originally. This is the Divine Dragon Falls. And if this isn't an altar of the Divine Dragon Worshippers, Stina might know something about it. Stina does know something about it, and Stina has told us what to do. What we need to do is we need to place the Tear of Love on one of these stools, whatever you want to call them. We want to place the Tear of Hate on the other one, and then they will combine once more. Two fragments of Dragon Tears from two separate worlds will combine, and we will get a very nice animation. A very nice animation. Yep, this is great. And we will get the most important element in the entire game, the Chrono Cross. We did the thing! Okay, now that that's done, we can just make our way out of here. Those two NPCs that were there previously have just disappeared. Could not tell you where they have gone. Don't really care either, if I'm completely honest with you. Okay, let's make our way to Opasa Beach. I told you we're gonna do this. We're gonna do this today. Before I do that though, we need to do one thing and one thing only. With Sarge, we're going to select one of his empty level 1s. We're going to go by Innate first. And we will grab the Chrono Cross, the long lost element of the 7th colour. Look at that weird 7th colour. For the dragons, it's the Dark Moon Dragon. But for us, it's rainbow or whatever. Prismatic. I'll let you guys decide. Anyway, we are going to head to Opasa Beach. And we'll see some familiar people. Oh, hang on, no. Before I do that, one other thing. We need to create yet another save file. So we've got this one from the split between Pierre, Nikki, and Guile. We've got this one where we chose whether or not we want to save Kid. We've got this one just before we lost Harley. And we've got this one, which is our new save file. This is the one I made earlier. Don't worry about it. Life is good. So we have quite a few save files that we're going to use for our New Game Plus. And we'll talk about that when the time comes. Anyway, you'll notice we'll need to head back to the home world. Yes, I know, yet another transition. Bear with me. It's very nice though, it has to be said. Yeah, so we actually have to go back to the home world in order to do this. And you'll notice we've got some kids that you'll recognise. Yes, Chrono, Marl, and Luca, and a purple thing here, which we're not quite ready for. Let's talk to Chrono first. Chrono? Here we go. Where even angels lose their way. 10 years ago you died at this very spot. There's no mistake, you drowned. The truth is, this world in which you are still alive is the irregularity. This is the false reality. 10 years ago, it was Lynx who tried to kill you at this beach. After Prometheus broke the link between fate and the flame, fate tried to eliminate any obstacle that stood in its way. In the meantime, the six dragons had sent Harley forth to try and gain possession of the flame. That's the child that they birthed. in order to try and get the flame, release the seal that Fate had put up. Harley had made contact with Fate's biological incarnation, Lynx, and tricked him into temporarily joining forces. The elimination of the Prometheus circuit's lock on the frozen flame was everyone's top priority. Lynx and Harley abducted Luca, who alone could release the Prometheus lock that guarded the flame. That's why the orphanage burnt down. But the whole attempt only ended in failure, so they waited for you to appear instead. You see, Fate calculated that you would one day cross the dimensions and try to make contact with the flame, so Fate figured this out. I don't know how to break this to you, but Lynx was actually your father, Wazuki. Drawing closer to the flame caused him to become unstable, and the image of you dying in terror changed him completely. Finally, after having his psyche totally eroded, he lost his soul and was easily integrated by Fate. Fate turned Wazuki into a biological interface, modelling him after your worst fear at the time, a panther. So, Fate analysed Sarge, knew that Wazuki basically ground Wazuki's psyche down, and yeah. Oh, that's rough. Although Wazuki managed to escape from Chronopolis with you, he later completely succumbed to Fate. Humans are such fragile, disjointed, imperfect things. Love and hate, life and death. Perhaps even Fate itself dreamed of using the flame to someday reincarnate itself into a new species. It is quite sad, really. It's like when you gaze into the flame gazes back into you. Thanks, Chrono. Let's see what Luca's got to say. So you finally made it, Sarge. When did this sorry tale all begin? Was it 10 years ago when you almost drowned here? Or was it 14 years ago when you were wounded by the panther demon that attacked you? That resulted in you being carried to Chronopolis, where you came into contact with Fate in the frozen flame. Or perhaps it was 2,400 years in the future, when the time crash hurled Chronopolis back to prehistoric times. Or could it even be 12,000 BC when an ancient magical kingdom met its end after trying to use Lavos? Each is close to being correct, and yet at the same time so far from the right answer. The true beginning was during the destruction of the ancient kingdom of Zeal. As the palace collapsed around her, Princess Sharla was sucked into a dimensional vortex along with the Lavos Mammon machine. Sharla and Lavos became unified into one even more powerful entity that would evolve into the Devourer of Time. So Sharla was the one that got absorbed. Interesting. Filled with the hatred and sadness of Lavos, half of Sharla's mind became set on destroying all of existence. Yes, at the same time, the other half of her mind desired to save the universe and to be rescued herself. As Sharla fell through the time gate in this condition, she heard your crying echoing through time. That is when her story and yours begin to intertwine. It is also when the past and the future began to intersect, and when the world became divided into two. Led by the pitiful crying the young Sarge made as the panther demon's poison took hold of him. Yes, Sarge. The sound of your crying touched the heart of Princess Sharla. Before the destructive mindset could become dominant, she cloned herself and sent her copy into this dimension. Sharla left her baby daughter clone with her ancient magical pendant. This was to safeguard her daughter clone in life and death situations. The pendant would rewind time a little, sending her daughter clone into a safer point in the immediate past. That's right, Kid is Sharla's daughter clone. Wow. I mean, it's been hinted throughout. Masa and Mune made the most obvious hint that Kid and Sharla are the same person. I mean, technically they're not, but they might as well be. And now about Project Kid. The time control project Balthazar planned out. The whole project existed to lead you to this one special point in time. The founding of Chronopolis, the time crash, and the battle between Fate and the Dragon Gods. It was all coordinated so that you would get your hands on the Chrono Cross and come to this place. Of course, Kid was not to know anything about this whole plan until later. Further in the future, she is meant to travel back 10 years in time from now to save Sarge from drowning. Kid was also meant to call Sarge into the other world as he spoke with Lena here on Apasa Beach. Interesting. So someone did call out to us, on in Apasa Beach when Lena and Sarge were here. So that was Kid. Interesting. You're our last hope, our final chance. Only you who came into contact with Charlotte and Kid, Charlotte's daughter clone, can do it. In the darkness that exists on the other side of time, Charlotte has been integrated with the Devourer of Time. Please, Sarge, release Princess Charlotte from the binds of that monster and her own hatred. Show us the life forms that exist on this planet, what our new future will be. Okay. And finally, Mal. A new species is about to be born on this planet. An alien life form even more evolved than the old Lavos. At the darkness beyond time, the weakened Charlotte came under the influence of Lavos, and the two became one entity. It is now up to you, the one whom the frozen flame has chosen as its arbiter. You alone can decide how the new Lavos, which has encaged Charlotte within it, will evolve from here. Your actions will determine whether in the future all time is devoured by Lavos, sending the world into everlasting death. Balthazar foresaw this was going to happen in his world in the year 2300, and he was determined to prevent it from happening, no matter what it took. The Chrono Cross. It alone can combine the sounds of the planet that the 6 types of elements produce. The melody and harmony that brim within all life forms use the song of life to heal her enmity and suffering. We entreat you, Sarge, please save Charlotte. And there we go. Something else that they reveal as well. I can't remember who reveals it. They're all dead. Maybe Luca. Attaboy, Sarge, use the time egg to open the gateway to the great unknown. Show us the life forms that exist on this planet, what our new future will be. Who is it? Someone says that they're dead. It's now up to you to decide how you want to live. You are the new Chrono Trigger. Please, yeah. Who does it? Yeah. Someone does mention that they're now dead. Okay, cool. So, here we need to use the time egg. I said here we need to use the time egg. To the darkness of time. Let's go. Time to finally get rid of Lavos once and for all. Because apparently Chrono Trigger didn't do it. Well, there's Charlotte. Except she has platinum blonde hair instead of white purple hair, as she does in Chrono Trigger. But we don't worry too much about that. The Time Devourer has 10 action points. And, I want to say 15,000 HP. Yeah, 15,000, you heard that right. Glenn, we just want him to do an attack. And then Fargo, we're also going to do an attack. Now, at this point, we want to defend until... Yeah, there we go. Omega Green. Until the Devourer of Time uses its first attack. That Omega Green kind of hurts. Anyway, you'll notice that there's a green thing next to the field effect now, and some chimes are going to start playing. We need to play the Song of Time, or Song of Life, or whatever it's called, to basically lock the Time Devourer in place. So we need to cast elements in a certain order. Or we can try and defeat the Time Devourer by knocking its HP down to 0. If we do that, we're going to get the bad ending. What we want to do instead is do elements in a certain color order and then cast Chrono Cross, and we're going to get the good ending. So here's what we're going to do. Sarge is going to open up with a turn yellow. It doesn't matter who you do it on. And then Glenn is going to do a strengthen. Fargo is going to do a turn green. Glenn's going to do a turn blue. Fargo is going to cast Genius. And finally, Sarge is going to cast a turn white. With this, we will have done the order yellow, red, green, blue, black, white. And on top of that, because everyone will be out of stamina in the red, we're going to get a stamina refresh as well. Now that we've got that order, don't worry about the green, we don't care about that. It cares about where it starts from the yellow. Time to cast Chrono Cross. And if you've done it correctly, you'll get this. I have been waiting an eternity just for this very moment. Meaninglessly hurting one another, the disappearing life forms. Love to hate, hate to love. Why are we born? Why do we die? Evolution? The survival of the fittest? What is there to be achieved from harming one another? Killing one another? The eggs that we call planets, and the innumerable who cares? The life forms which gather around them. When one of those countless seeds is joined with a planet, a new universe is born. All this exists for that one moment, also that the universe can evolve into the next dimension. Does that make us all just pawns? Are each of our short lives nothing but a cheap sacrifice, just so the one chosen life form can be born? No, that is not the case. Each and every one of us has a chance of becoming that one chosen life form. Yeah, it could be you. Each of us tries to do our best with the hand we're dealt, be it our genes or the environment we live in. Each life form struggling to make the best of the life it's given forms a link in the golden chain that leads to the creation of a new universe. Every single thing in the whole of nature is perhaps just dreaming a dream of life. All of them are also perhaps nothing more than a dream dreamt by a planet before its birth. Oh, but yes. Eventually all dreams will return to Zervan, the Sea of Dreams. Sarge, don't go yet, Sarge. It's alright. Everything is alright now. Time, which has been divided, will be unified again now. The time for farewells has come. You will lose all memory of this whole adventure and return to your own time. But this time, you will be able to live your own life. It was great fun. Oh man. And we get a bit of dialogue with the two party members that we complete the game with. We alone do not have the power to heal the world's woes or to solve all its mysteries, and yet even then, it was bloody good knowing you, mate. Thanks for being born you, Sarge. I guess now's the time to say see you later, mate, but I'll find you. Sometime, somewhere, I'm bloody sure of it. No matter the time, no matter the world you live in, I'll find you. I am sure I will find you. Sarge. Sarge! Hey, Sarge! Oh, Lena found us. Great stuff. Everything's okay, don't worry about it. Yeah, Terra Tower, Fate, the Sea of Eden, the Dead Sea. And we're right back to where we started in episode 1. Yes, Sarge, get with the program. God. You'll have no recollection of this adventure, but we did in the end. Thus the curtain closes on another tale. An eternity has passed. Fleeting dreams fade into the distance. All that is left now is me and my memories. But I'm sure we'll meet again. Someday, you and I. Another place, another time. It's just that we might not realise that you are you and I am me. Let us open the door to the great unknown, come across another reality, and live another today. Even when the story has been told, life goes on. Until we meet again, take care of yourself, my friend. Forever yours, Sharla Kid Zeal. Yeah, if you don't get the good ending, all of this is skipped. You just go straight to credits. The Lavos Sharla Devourer of Time literally just goes into a wormhole and then boom, credits. Great game. Fantastic game. I love Chrono Cross so much. I love Chrono Cross, I love Chrono Trigger. I think the Chrono series is one of the best JRPG series out there, even though it's only 2 games, and we never got the 3rd game that was rumoured to be called Chrono Break. It's so good, and I so desperately hope we will get a 3rd Chrono game in the next few years. I know it's been 20 odd years since Chrono Cross originally came out, but it's such a good game, and we're not even done. I still need to get some more of the characters. The rest of the episodes, I have 6 planned out. It might be more, but we need to get the rest of the characters. There's also a couple of optional bosses that are available that we can do. I'll probably do the Cryo Sphinx that I know some of you have pointed out I haven't done yet. I will get round to doing it. And there's another one that's only available in New Game Plus. I want to show that one off as well. It'll be great fun. I'm really looking forward to it. This is just the replayability of this game, thanks to the randomness of stat growth and rewards you can win, like, and the flexibility in characters you can use. It's just such a good game, and cannot speak highly enough of it. So what's next? Well, as I said, we need to do some New Game Plus stuff. After that, I'm not entirely sure. I will probably end up doing some more Final Fantasy stuff. I've got penciled in that I'm going to do the Final Fantasy IV Pixel Remaster next. Do all the achievements for that. That'd be good fun. What else is there? I might play Triangle Strategy as well. I'm undecided on that. I think a lot of people are playing Triangle Strategy at the moment, and I don't know who would be interested in it. It's one of those things. Maybe you can comment below which game you want to see next. Anyway, I'm going to let the rest of the credits play out, and then once we're done, we're going to talk about what we need to do, because we're not quite done with this episode. I will find you, even if I have to search the world over. Sometime, somewhere, I'm sure. That would have been a great premise for a third Chrono game. Please give it to us. Thin. We're not quite thin. We do need to save the game. Now, this is going to be our completed file. Every time we complete the game, and we are going to complete the game multiple times, because that's how New Game Plus works, we need to update this file. Consider it a master slot. I'll show you. So, you see that growth level, stun level? It's now gold. And we will continue gaining growth levels, even though we've completed the game. We can go up to 99 growth levels. So every time we defeat a boss, boom, another growth level. It's going to be good. Okay, so what's next? Well, what's next is we come back to the title screen, which is confusing. It's not confusing. You completed the game. And we want to start a new game. Don't we? No, we don't. We want to continue, and we want to select the completed file. From there, we get options of New Game Plus and Continue Plus. We're going to select Continue Plus, and we're going to keep our data from the completed file, and we're going to enter one of our, branching pathways, right? And the first branch we're going to cover is Saving Kid. But we're going to do that in the next episode. Thank you very much for watching. If you haven't already done so, please don't forget to leave a like on the video. But in the meantime, take care of yourselves, stay safe, and don't do anything I wouldn't do. Bye-bye!